Aloha, and welcome to your Hawaii State Capitol. I'm Senator Will Espero, here to announce that next week, Wednesday, January 18th, your legislature will begin its legislative cycle, which will end in early May. During this time, we will be hearing hundreds of bills out of thousands that are introduced in order to look at the best legislation for our state and for her residents. I chair the Committee on Public Safety, Government Operations, and Military Affairs. And a couple initiatives I'll be looking at in my committee include the Justice Reinvestment Initiative, where we had staff members from the Justice Center on the mainland come and review the processes and procedures of our corrections and judicial system in order to look at efficiencies and savings within our system. We currently have 1,700 inmates incarcerated on the mainland, and our intention is to return those inmates over the next few years, since we're spending approximately $45 million per year on those inmates, and it would be best that that money is spent here locally within our economy. So the Justice Reinvestment Initiative will give us recommendations so that we can possibly become more efficient, have fewer people in prison, but give them the resources and the assistance they need so that they can do some of their rehabilitation out in the community with a lot of monitoring and oversight as well. We'll also be talking with the Department of Public Safety on their actual strategy to bring home these 1,700 inmates, and part of that will include the need to build new facilities on Oahu or our neighbor islands. Another bill I'm looking at has to do with marine conservation districts. I'd like to have more of those, and that would be, of course, water around our islands, one marine conservation district per island, and look at regulating aquarium fish harvesters. Right now, there are not many regulations on these harvesters, and I know the industry itself is looking at ways that they can self-regulate. But one idea I have is that on an annual basis, each quarter, that we have 1 month per quarter as a no harvest month. And then in the remaining months, the industry would put caps on what they can actually harvest. The majority of these fish that are harvested are not for here locally, but they are sent to the mainland or to other countries. So this is an area that we need to look at so that our reefs and our ocean life are not depleted. Another measure deals with what I call my China bill. China is a growing economic power, as we all know, and one area that we want to see more of a relationship with the Chinese has to do with tourism. And in the coming years, Congress will be looking at the visa issue and ways that we can have more tourists come to Hawaii and the USA for that matter, because that is a growing industry. And right now the Chinese are literally going all over the place, but they're not coming to Hawaii. But besides tourism, I'd like my bill to look at other areas and measures where we could partner and collaborate and work with the Chinese so that both of us can benefit. Some areas could include alternative energy, global warming, food production, healthcare, environmental issues. And there are many areas where if we work with China, we can definitely have benefits for both of us. And finally, I'd like to mention a controversial bill that has to do with corporal punishment or disciplining a child. I know that there are strong opinions on both sides of this measure, But the measure is that it would ban spanking or hitting a minor child for discipline purposes with any hard man-made object, such as a ruler, a belt, a wire hanger, a shoe. You get the idea. Many of us probably grew up being spanked, but I know there are many individuals out there who also feel that this type of disciplining is not necessary, and it might even be harmful for the child. If you were to hit an adult with these items, it would be assault. But it has been a traditional means of disciplining children, and I, at the very least, would like to have a discussion on this and see where it goes. So these are just a couple bills I'll be introducing, but between myself and 75 other legislators, you will see many initiatives introduced and taken up this session. Of course, the economy is going to be number one, and creating more jobs and getting out of this recession which we are currently in. By May, we hope that we will have passed some significant positive legislation that will help all of us. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact your legislator or come to the Capitol and visit us. This is a public building, and you are welcome to come and visit each of our offices. So thank you, aloha, for listening, and we'll see you at the Capitol.